Happy Tuesday. It's about 10 o'clock, so I just had my annual eye appointment. My astigmatism has gotten worse than the right eye, but it's nothing too crazy. However, I do think it's time for new glasses. So I have been using my Warby Parkers for the last 2 years, maybe 2 or 3 years. And they're like 2 or 3 year old prescription, but every time I come in, it's not a significant change. But I feel like I've skipped getting new glasses enough now where I probably need to get new glasses. Like, these still work. I mean, when I put them on, I'm like, ooh, they clean the city. But I definitely want to look into getting new glasses. And I've been coming to this optometrist, probably since Mateo was 2 or 3. And I love the place, but the glasses, like the frames they have here are like Tom Ford, Gucci, Coach. I think Coach is like the cheapest one. And while we do have very great vision insurance, we don't have like Tom Ford insurance. Like, that's not on your vision plan. So I always say, like, okay, I just need the prescription. Like, I'm just here for the refraction and to make sure I don't have macular degeneration, because that's what my grandfather had. But I'm pretty sure I would know that by now. So I'm just here to check my eye health, get my new prescription, and then order my glasses online. So I think that might be fun to do together on the vlog. Where else? It might be fun to do it on the vlog, like a new try on with Warby. I haven't seen any branded content from them in a while, so I think since them doing a lot of brick and mortar locations, they probably don't need it to be featured, you know, on social content. But I think that might be a way to go. I know Parker needs new glasses as well. My optometrist is like, she's like 5 feet tall. She looks like a Real Housewife, you know, like of the show, like the show, any of the shows. Probably Dallas. She's like stunning, probably in her mid to late 40s. Beautiful. So we are currently on our way to Michael's. I did a drive-up pickup order yesterday that it didn't line up. I thought I was like killing it yesterday with the Walmart drive-up pickup. I was like, it's perfect. I'm gonna go to Michael's and then get the drive-up pickup. Well, as I was heading to Michael's, I get the notification that my Walmart pickup is ready. And if I ever order anything that is cold or frozen, I don't like it sitting there. So like the minute I get the notification, I'm there. So I just skipped out on Michael's and I was like, you know what? My optometrist is close to the Michael's, so I'll just get it tomorrow. Never have I ever ran out of stuff for my Etsy. Like, it's just not a thing that happens. I am overly prepared, like to a fault where it's pretty annoying. And I actually ran out of the tiny split rings. I ran out of tiny split rings, the ones that I use for my pet tags. And I'm like, how does that even happen? Oh, I love when they have pickup parking. Like curbside pickup VIP parking, yeah. So I hit the curb in case you guys are wondering. That's another reason I don't like driving Parker's car, because I can't jump curbs like I can with my car. I don't recommend you jump curbs. Does anyone else have husbands that checks their tires? No, I don't mean for pressure or air or safety or tread. I mean for hitting curbs. I need to pick up some split rings. I just did a little drive-up pickup thing. And then we're in the same parking lot as an Ulta. And did you know L'Oreal has a new lip oil? Like, I just found that out yesterday. So because we're in the same parking lot as an Ulta, I thought it only makes sense to see if they have it in store, and then we can try it. I don't even use lip products that often anymore. Do I need to talk myself off the ledge, or do we need to do this for the vlog? You know? I mean, since discovering, this is who I am as a person now. Since discovering products that I love and just getting to an age where I'm like, you know, I'm cool with the beauty products that I have. I'm happy. This is all I need in winter. If my lips are chapped or feeling like they're gonna chap, and then this is just my everyday for everything, no reason, just perfect lip balm. They don't even smell good. There's no sparkle, mica, nothing. This is just who I've become as a person. So I'm gonna jump down and grab my Michael's order, and then I'll be right back and we can head over to Ulta. Should I not? I wish this was live so that you guys could tell me yes or no. You know, I need to make better decisions. I think they're on sale right now. BOGO 50% off. I gotta go. Oh man, that was a tough walk. There's a Chick-fil-A in the parking lot. I'm not a huge Chick-fil-A fan, but in the morning when you're hungry and the parking lot smells like fried chicken, I don't think I've ever met a fried chicken I don't like. So let me show you guys what I got. Here's my little drive-up pickup order. We got, oh, these are perfect. These are jump rings. I needed these. I'm going to need these soon. I have like maybe 30 left. These are the ones I use for the charms. And then these are the split rings that I was telling you guys about. And these are really important because this is what holds the tag on the lobster clasp. Like the resin connects to this, and then this connects to the lobster clasp, which is how the tag hangs on a collar or a harness. And these are cool because they're kind of like what the vet uses. So it has a little lobster clasp. The tags that I make have a lobster clasp, but because it's a split ring, you can remove the lobster clasp and just use this with the tag on their collar, and it shortens it about almost an inch. So it makes it a lot more petite and also harder for it to fall off their tag. So like if the lobster clasp were to break, if they go to like the dog park or go crazy or whatever, and that and it breaks, then you could lose the tag. Whereas this makes it a little more secure. It's kind of like when you get a rabies tag, you know how it's like really hard to put on and off? It's like that. That's why that's so important. And I can't believe I ran out. The other thing I can't believe is how much my Apple Watch is vibrating right now. Okay, I got 2 texts from my Pilates gym, and then I got 3 texts from Parker and 2 texts from Paola and Alina. Oh my goodness, 7 texts. That's why I was like, why is my wrist vibrating? My goodness.
2 hours later.
Sorry, I have this chronic condition where I see your text immediately, but if I don't respond immediately, I don't think I'll ever respond in that same month. It's real. I really wish I could change that about myself. So since I know that about myself, I respond immediately if I can. Like right now, I'm like, you know what, the vlog can wait because I need to respond. Apparently we made plans to hang out next Friday. I had no idea because it's not on my calendar. I guess I just forgot to add it when we were talking about it. So yeah, if you text me, I usually see the text immediately. A, because I'm wearing an Apple Watch, and B, because I'm usually working on my phone, checking my phone, something to do with my phone. So it's always like front and center. And so if I don't respond in that moment, I will respond next month. And that's a terrible, terrible thing. So I'm here. Just, I couldn't help myself, you know? I couldn't help myself. We are outside the Ulta, and we're gonna go see if they have the L'Oreal lip oils. I want to see what all the hype's about. The packaging looks ultra luxe, but it's also a plumping lip oil, which we know I don't need. And it also becomes problematic if you like go and smooch your husband or your kid and then, you know, their cheek is burning. So fingers crossed they're sold out. Okay, so I think I've wasted plenty of my morning. Okay, fine, I'll let you have my spot. I was gonna go the other way, but she's trying to take my parking spot, and you know, it's a good day. You know why? Hold please. Hold please. It's a good day because I found this lonely little bottle, and it's like sealed and everything. I was like, okay, maybe someone was like, you know, trying to sneak a peek and try it out illegally. So I'll give them my parking space. Okay, so I've wasted plenty of my morning already. It's already 10:30. I was only able to edit half of my vlog this morning before heading out the door to the doctor's appointment. Usually, you know, I'm surprised because this optical clinic or optometry place, they're usually really fast. I mean, usually we book, I book the boys and myself, and all three of us go in at the same time, and we're in and out in less than an hour. They're usually really fast. In fact, the reason that we usually take longer than we do is because Mateo can't do the Optimap. You know, like that rubbery thing you lean into until you see the green light and then they take a picture to check the back of your eye. Mateo usually can't do that, and I have to like violently threaten him or bribe him. It really depends on the day. Like either that day he requires a lot of like love, bribing, or physical threats of violence. So depending on the day, and that usually, oh my God, how cute. It's that Target time where like all the moms have their babies in pajamas in the shopping carts. Oh, I remember that. It was survival. Like, let's be honest. All of these moms, they don't need milk. They're surviving because they have that baby at that age where they look really cute in onesie pajamas, but it's a really difficult stage because they're trying to start walking. They're trying to rip pots off the stove. Okay. So yeah, it took a minute. And then the Michaels and then the Ulta, you guys. So the L'Oreal lip oil was on sale. It was buy one, get one 50% off. Sometimes it's an app only deal, and I hate when they do that because like instant gratification, you know? First impression, the packaging is really pretty. It's luxe. The second impression was all of them are sticky. So I hope that doesn't mean it's because, and you can tell like the way that fingerprints stay on there, they're sticky. I hope it's because in the shipping, you know, one of them leaked. I hope it's not the typical lip oil problem where eventually they start to kind of bubble over. So like the more you take the wand out and push it back in, the more the lip oil starts to come to the surface and it sort of starts to leak out. I hope that's not the reason why they're sticky. So I'm gonna take them home. I'm gonna wipe them down with one of those little alcohol swabby things and hope that that's not the reason that they're sticky. But I did get 2 shades. I was only gonna get one, honestly. I was like, I have enough lip oil to like hydrate the lips of like an entire all-girl school. I don't need another one, but they were both, you know, it's that toxic way of thinking. I got the shade Crystal Clear and Worth It. Worth It is sort of like a mauvey nude, and then Crystal Clear is not in fact crystal clear. I don't know if you can see that sort of pretty opalescent shift that it has. I'm thinking that's gonna look really pretty, especially if you have a natural tint to your lips like I do. Calmate. That sounded so like my lips. You know what I mean, you guys. We're all friends here. I have to go to CVS to pick up one of Parker's prescriptions and then head home. And then I'll show you guys this. We'll try it on together. I was gonna do it in the car, but you guys, I'm such a wuss. How have I done this for almost, what, 12 years? How have I done it for this long? And I used to like barrel into the mall filming myself and like prop the camera up at a makeup counter. Like I used to, and now I'm 40 and I'm like, there was a guy sitting in the passenger seat and I didn't want to talk on my camera. The guy wasn't even looking. He was like on his phone or something. He didn't even know I existed, but I was like, oh, it's so embarrassing. It's not really embarrassing. I think for me, it's I don't want to give him a narrative, you know? Like, I'm such a control freak that if I can't control the narrative, like if our windows were down and I was like, hey guys, just checking in for my vlog where I bought a lip oil, then I can control the narrative, you know? But our windows are up, his windows are tinted. I don't know if he's looking. I don't know if he can read lips. And then what if he can read lips? And I'm over here like, oh, I got an ear dry cream. I'm so lucky. Today's #blessed. I want to control the narrative here, you guys. And we already know. Healthy adult response is I can absolutely control the way people think about me just by putting out honest vlogs. Like that's a thing, you know? Oh my goodness, you guys, the amount of commentary, negative commentary. The positive outweighs the negative, always. And I love that about this community is that the positive commentary always, like by a landslide, outweighs the negative commentary. But I have gotten plenty of comments now, even emails like directly sent to me, direct messages to my Instagram of, you can't be promoting HRT, you should not be talking about hormones, you're basically like giving all your pandas cancer, you know, what you're doing is reckless, you really should do the like a lot of medical shaming based on the decisions that I've taken for my life. And I'm gonna sum it up with one sentence. Well, the intention is to sum it up in a sentence, but I don't think I'll be able to accomplish it. But my friend Jen, the one that told me about her doctor, texted me on Sunday. And she was like, I haven't seen you in ages, what's going on? Because I don't go to Mateo's practices, Dad takes them. And so we miss each other. Unless it's a game or a tournament, we don't really see each other. And so I gave her a one sentence response and I said, thanks to you, I love my life again. That's how I can describe it. And it's working for me. Today actually marks 2 full weeks of doing HRT, doing the estrogen patch and the progesterone pill at night. And I'm happy, you know, everything feels like home again. The way I am, the way I respond, the way I behave, the way I treat my family, the way I see my family, the way I love my husband. Parker finally said something, and he basically said, I didn't want to say anything because since I know you so well, I knew you were going to spiral into, well then how bad actually was it? You're gonna spin it. He's like, I don't want you to spin it. I want you to be proud of yourself for fighting so hard to get an answer. And I'm so happy that, you know, my wife is back. I didn't take it as a shameful comment. You know, I didn't spiral and hate myself and think negatively. In fact, I was so happy to get feedback from him and my son Mateo to just validate that, yeah, I'm in fact on the right path, and this is something that's gonna work for me, at least for now. And if I have shed any light and given any of you guys just a glimmer of hope on this topic, on how you've been feeling on perimenopause and on this stage or season in life, then I've done my job. I've beyond exceeded what I thought my job was, and I'm happy with that. So I'm gonna take it, and that's it. That's it for this morning. And I said in one sentence, and I mean, it was one sentence with follow-up commentary. Anyway, you guys, I love you. See you later. Lee, I promise I'll see you later because we got to try that lip oil, you know? Bye. Hey, you guys, almost 12 o'clock. I just finished editing my vlog for tomorrow. I thought it would be a great time for us to try these. I'm not sure if I want to try both or just want to try one. Let's go with the clear. It's the, sorry. It's the crystal clear. These are the L'Oreal Plump Ambition Hyaluronic Lip Oils. All right, it's sealed. So we're gonna break the tamper seal. On first impression, it looks like a gel as opposed to an oil. It has a very jelly, gelatinous, viscous. The doe foot applicator is a teardrop, like a flat teardrop, but it does have an angle, which is nice. Super minty. I just brought it up to my face. Very, very minty. It reminds me of, what does it remind me of? It reminds me of something. I think it's a Tarte product. I used to complain about it online all the time. Oh, I love them, but they're so minty. It was either Tarte or Too Faced. It doesn't feel like a lip oil. That's the first impression. Minty, doesn't feel like a lip oil. It's not sticky like a gloss either, though. It feels like a minty balm. Can you see a shine on it at all? I found this mirror in my drawer. Oh my goodness. Look, it's baby me. Always addicted to that dopamine from candy. That's my mom with her fake blonde hair, always, forever. You know my mom has black hair. but she's always been a blonde in her heart. So I don't remember how old I was, maybe 2. I'm like creepily looking over the corner, trying to make sure it's in focus. Eating that fun dip. Oh, it was so cute. Let's see. Okay, it is crystal clear. It looks really fun and stuff in the packaging. You see that pearlescent, opalescent color to it. But I have a little dry patch on my lip. It burns, but like minty burn, not like a bad burn. Let me get some tissue here and we'll take this one off. We'll just blot it off. There's no color to it anyway, so it's not going to affect this other one. This is the Worth It 601. So they had a lot of nudes. They had like a corally nude. They had one with like a little bit of sparkle in it. They had a milky nude. I think it was actually called Milky. I don't know if you guys can see right there. Just by looking at that, you know as a makeup lover the kind of viscosity that it has and how it's going to feel. So let's see. I can't tell on that tiny little itty bitty viewfinder how it looks. All right, here are my thoughts. When it comes to makeup, and I've been talking about makeup for over a decade now, when it comes to makeup, I think you're allowed to have a very strong opinion, especially when you've tried a lot of things and you know really what your holy grail type of products are. I am a huge fan of lip oils. Huge fan of lip oils. And I think I would be pretty upset if I paid $14 a pop for these, but because they were buy one, get one half off, and I was able to use I think $3.50 off 15 or a $5 off 15 coupon. I got them both for $15, basically. It's a lip gloss. It's a plumping, non-sticky, gel-like lip gloss. There is nothing oil about it. If you are used to a lip oil, if you want a good lip oil, if you're like, Dani, okay, fine, you're like queen expert of the universe, then what is an actual lip oil? I'm sorry, but if you're gonna call something a lip oil, it better feel like an oil. It better be like the kind of stuff you pour into a pot to like fry something, right? That's what an oil is an oil gloss. Whether it's plumping, whether it's staining, whether it's long wear, whether it's whatever, that's totally separate. So this does have the plumping factor, clearly, but is it a lip oil? It's not. It is a gel-like lip gloss. That's what this is. And it doesn't have a high gloss finish, but that's basically what it is. Having like a little chap spot on my lips was probably not the best day to talk about lip oils, but these are lip oils, okay? And let me give you a couple of options. If you want a more, what's the word? Green, I think it might be green washed, but it is a greener brand. The Kosas brand from Sephora. I should probably throw all of these away because they expire. Actually, they expire real quick. Kosas? Yeah, that smells like it's had its moment. Kosas is a great brand. Another really good brand that also has a staining property is Haus Labs. Haus Labs is probably my top 2 of lip oils. That's a true lip oil. Another true lip oil, Milk Makeup. These are the Odyssey Lip Oil Gloss. Probably top 3. There is a brand on Amazon that I discovered, Noonie. These are really great, similar. It's not an exact dupe, but it's very similar to the Haus Labs one. So these from Amazon, lip oils. You want a throwback lip oil? You want it to remind you of when you used to roll on that little roll. Oh, don't tell me to stand up, you bully. If you want that nostalgic lip oil roll on, the Fruit Fetish ones, I think this is Milani. From Milani, very nostalgic. J-Cat, very nostalgic formulas. Another option that's very popular at the moment right now are the ones from e.l.f. I like them, but they're not my favorite. Even though they're e.l.f. and they're drugstore price, blah, blah, blah. I think the price point is a little high for e.l.f. And I also have a big issue with them emulsifying, or rather, demulsify. I don't even know what's the opposite word. I mean, separating is what comes to mind, but they separate in a really weird way. I mean, albeit I don't use them that often, and I'm sure I could probably shake it back, emulsify it back, but I've never had that experience with lip oils ever. And you saw I have a variety to choose from. So what's another one that I really, really like? Oh, you know what? If you want another fancy schmancy brand, Clarins lip oils are, I might be speaking out of turn, but I want to say that they had lip oils before lip oils were a thing, you know? A really great drugstore brand for lip oils that might be cool for like your preteen or teen daughter are from Essence. So they have 2 varieties of lip oils and they're really fun. They smell good, they look good, they're not like any bold colors or anything like that, and they feel really comfortable, plus they don't break the bank. I'm looking over here at my stash to see what else I can show you guys. You know who else has a really good lip oil? The Ulta store brand. So like Ulta's makeup line, their lip oils are really fun. I have a few here from a holiday kit that I got. Really like those. So I don't want to show you because you can't find these colors. They were limited edition, like the holiday set, but like the actual formula is really nice. And the packaging now is so fun. Like their rebranding is really, really cute. And every time I'm at checkout, I look at it and I want to get something because I'm like, this stuff is so cute. But it definitely has like a fun teen or college age packaging. Like it's really, really cute. I'm not saying that makeup is for a certain age, but you know, I am kind of saying that. So I have to say it's a miss for me. So this lip oil is making my lips tingle, but it's not changing the color of my lips. So you know how most plumping lip oils kind of bring that color to the surface of your lips? Let me see if I take off, because the one we tried on does have a little bit of tint. Usually with the blood flow, like that's what happens. You increase the blood flow to your lips, so your lips appear fuller or actually get a little fuller from the circulation and the color changes, but I didn't see that. So if you like a minty lip gloss, these are nice. The packaging's nice. It's very Dior. You know what I mean? Like, doesn't it look super Christian Dior? But should I return them? Is that ghetto? I hate returning stuff like that. I'm like, they didn't have a tester in the store. If they did, I would have swatched it and I would have been like, this isn't a lip oil. I'm so disappointed. But I'm also kind of relieved too because I did the hard work. Now, if you like lip oils, you have some viable options because these are not it, okay? Oh my gosh, you guys. Casi me tenta el diablo. You know what that means? It means like, literally means like the devil almost touches you or teases you. Around 1 o'clock every day is the, ooh, hello there. What's going on there, little buddy? Around 1 o'clock every day is a time of the day where I'm like, you know, I could really use a nap. And staying strong, you guys. I feel like I've done a very good job in the last 2 weeks of maintaining a routine or somewhat of a routine. It's really hard to stay consistent when you have a very unique way of thinking, like a lot of us do. Discipline is exceptionally difficult. Probably the biggest reason why routine is so important, because discipline is so hard. I hope that makes sense. So I do have this moment in time where I start to get a little sluggish, and it's usually right after lunchtime. And I'm like, man, I could really use a nap right now. Not to mention that it was a difficult night for me because Sophia kept waking up. Parker was snoring, so I just was super wide awake. The good thing is it's not because I had a hot flash or I was sweating. So I'm definitely going to count my blessings. So I did have a rough night of sleep. But the boys this morning too, when they woke up, they were really tired. So I don't know what's in the water, what's in the air. So anyway, having developed this really cool routine and habit and stuff, anytime I start to feel the lull, I'm about to check out, I could really use a nap, I'm like, what's one small task I can do to feel productive? And then once I jump on that wave, it fixes me. It like solves the problem. So I just have to do one little menial task, or it could be a big task, just something to accomplish. And I'm like, that's it. I did it. And that kind of snaps me back into a routine or doing something that doesn't involve a nap. How many of you guys just yawned? I think that means we're like soulmates or something. Like you have empathy for me. So what I'm gonna do is prep for dinner. And I think that that will be the momentum or like the catalyst to like roll that into something else and then something else. And so, you know what I mean? So we're gonna use these old pork chops from last week. I'm gonna fry them later. Just like pan fry them. It's my favorite way to eat pork chops. So they look like this. The ones with the bone are my favorite. So I don't know if you guys knew this about me, and we talk about this in every vlog. Fun fact about me, I was a vegetarian for a couple of years. In fact, I had to break being a vegetarian because of culinary school. And so I still prefer lots of veggies, love vegan dishes. And so it's very rare that we do something like this where I'm gonna put bacon in the vegetables and cook pork chops. It's super rare. I almost never do that. In fact, I probably can't think of another scenario where that happens. But we're gonna do it today because I am, oh my God, I can't stop yawning. I'm starting to get ingredient exhaustion where availability, season, and picky eaters at my house kind of limit my options. I feel a little stuck and a little bit like my hands are tied when it comes to food. And so being in this slump, I want to start maybe trying to incorporate one new veggie or one new fruit a week and just see if it's a hit or a miss. So I thought both of the boys like broccoli, both of the boys like bacon, both of the boys like cauliflower. So being that like cruciferous vegetable family, I thought, let's try Brussels sprouts. They remind me a little bit of like broccoli and cauliflower. They're sort of like tiny little baby cabbages, you know? So we're gonna do that really easy. It's you guys, this recipe is a joke. So hopefully you guys like it. I'm just gonna show you guys really quick how I prepare it, and then I throw it in the oven until they're roasted, and that's it, okay? So we're not learning any science here. Maybe a little bit. No, you just roast them. And then hopefully they're a hit. So you guys are gonna have to find out at the same time as me if they like them. But we do have a rule in this house where we have to try things. We don't have to love it, but we at least have to try it. So we don't taste with our eyes, we don't taste with our nose, we taste with our mouth. You actually do taste with your nose and your eyes first. All right, you guys, let's go ahead and get started. This is what a Brussels sprout looks like. This is the root. We're gonna do a similar way, kind of like when I tell you about cutting onions. Just the very littlest bit off the bottom. I mean, the littlest bit like this is all you take off. And then the first or second layer of leaves, if they're ugly or they don't look as pretty, a lot of people roast just the leaves themselves. You can get them at like fancy steakhouses. They're like air fried. I personally don't like it. I think they taste like a cooking mistake. Okay, and then the first option is to cross cut the bottom, not all the way through, just a score. You're basically scoring it in like a plus sign because the rest of the Brussels sprout is like a cabbage. So when you cut it in half, it looks like a little tiny baby cabbage. It's all full of air pockets, so that's gonna roast really fast. So if you score the bottom, that's the thickest part, it will roast evenly, the air pockets versus the root part. If you're gonna roast low and slow, score the bottom like this. If you want to roast fast, like it's a weeknight meal and you don't have that time to like really be patient for an entire Brussels sprout to roast, just cut it in half like this. So that's what we're gonna do here is go through 2 bags of Brussels, cutting them in half and removing the first layer of leaves if they're ugly. I suggest working with a little trash can nearby, or if your sink has a garbage disposal, because it does get a little messy and tedious. But if you do have a garbage disposal nearby, you can just do that, and it just makes the whole process a lot faster and easier. avocado oil, enough to lightly cover the top. Balsamic vinegar. This is gonna give it sort of like a sweet, a definitely warm, sweet flavor to it. You saw about, I don't know, that was like 3 or 4 tablespoons. We're gonna do some black pepper for a little bit of a bite. This is cabbage. You have to remember, these are tiny cabbages, so they can take a lot of flavor. I mean, they are heavyweight holders of flavor. There are a lot of foods that are not. There are a lot of foods that already have enough flavor on their own. You don't want to interfere. You don't want to crowd the flavor profile. These are like build me up. Add as much as you want, and don't be shy with strong flavors like balsamic. And then we're gonna go in with garlic salt. Season them almost like you would a potato. And we're gonna set this to the side. Bring back our cutting board. I'm gonna have a half a gallon size bag ready to go. I'm gonna put on my gloves. Hi, baby. Did you wake up from your nap? You did? Come here. Want to say hi to your friends? Let me finish this before I pick you up. I love bacon. I know, I probably shouldn't, especially after saying I was a vegetarian for years. I can't help myself. It's so yummy. Okay, and this is gonna be your secret weapon. It is optional. Hold on, let me get down here. It's optional. You don't have to add it, but trust me when I say this will probably be the deciding factor on whether or not your family likes Brussels. Okay? So I'm gonna take maybe 4. I'm thinking 4 slices of bacon. Put the rest in your resealable bag for later, for breakfast, for a burrito. And I'm not gonna use this shrimpy knife. I need a big knife. As much as I love my bacon, I don't like the smell or the texture of raw bacon. So we're gonna cut this in tiny little slices. Make sure your knife is really sharp. And like I tell my son Mateo, a knife is a knife. It's not a saw, okay? The only time you do the sawing motion is if a knife looks like a saw, if it has little teeth on it. Otherwise, you go in like down and back like that. If you need to saw, your knife isn't sharp, and that's how you can hurt yourself. So with bacon, it's a little greasy, so you gonna get a little grip and then go down. So you get a little start and then go down. A little start and then down. Otherwise, you could really hurt yourself. Never sawing motion, and never do this. I see this every cooking video that I've seen for the history of ever. They do this with their finger. This is so dangerous. The knife, you need to hug the heel of your knife. So you need your pointer finger and your thumb hugging the heel of your knife. That's how you properly cut to keep yourself safe and not hurt yourself. Get you out of the way. And you guys obviously know about like cupping your fingers so that you don't cut your fingertips. Okay. Now we're gonna take all this delicious bacon. It is raw, and we're gonna put it in the Brussels. A hack to do this is to pre-cook your bacon. Take that bacon grease and put it in the Brussels and cook them in that fat. That would be for like Thanksgiving. You know what I mean? Like if you have that kind of time, that's like Thanksgiving Brussels sprouts. This is dinner time on a Tuesday Brussels sprouts. So we don't have the time to render the fat, cook it separately, and then at the end sprinkle the crispy bacon. We're not doing that. No, it's not Thanksgiving. If it was Thanksgiving, I'd say, okay, you guys, you're gonna take your bacon, cook it first. Render off all the fat. Save the bacon, save the fat. Use the bacon fat in here, roast them, and then at the end, crumble the bacon and put it on top. It's not. It's a Tuesday night, you guys, so we are doing our best to just survive this Tuesday. And we're gonna do that by trying a new veggie. That's already a big milestone, you know? That alone is a huge milestone for us, is trying a new veggie. So our veggie is prepped. Our veggie's prepped. I don't know why I needed to add the pre there. Our veggie's prepped. I made a rookie mistake and got rid of my gloves, and I still needed them. So we're going to do the pork chops now. And these, because they are bone in, I like to cook them super easy. I just throw them in a hot, like a screaming hot pan with garlic, salt, and pepper. That's it. Like that is it. That is literally it, you guys. I swear, nothing fancy. Garlic, salt, and pepper, but something about cooking them in a screaming hot pan with the bone just makes them so yummy. So let's get let me use this guy here. So we're going to do an even layer and then just kind of stack them so that I can season them in advance, and when I need to cook them, I can just pull them out of here. All right, so very light. I don't have my little container of garlic salt, so I have to be super careful with how I use this thing, because it could be a catastrophe. Remember, you can always add more salt, but you can't take it away. We're gonna have to spray this clean after. That way I don't have to keep taking off my gloves. I'd rather do a little extra work now with the pre-seasoning. See, there I go with the pre again. I'd rather do all the work now with the prepping than having to do it later. So I'm gonna do it now. I'll wipe the pepper mill. If you guys have any recommendations on an automatic pepper mill, either one that's not a twist kind, or maybe one, heck, even one that has batteries, I'm game for, because I feel like, I mean, I cook 4 to 5 times a week, maybe more if I do breakfast or lunch, and I feel like I deserve an upgrade, you know? I feel like I deserve an upgraded pepper mill, one that doesn't require the crunching. But I refuse to use pre-cracked pepper. Pre-cracked pepper is for the birds, you guys. It is awful. Once you try freshly cracked pepper, you do not go back. It is worth the little bit of effort that it takes to do the crunching. Plus, you can pick if you want it chunky or fine. It makes the biggest difference. So if you guys have any recommendations on a non-twist grinder, that would be so helpful. Okay, so we have our pre-seasoned pork chops. We have our prepped Brussels sprouts. And then I'm going to pull out my, do I want to? Actually, you know what? I'm not. I usually do 3 dishes. I'll do a protein, a starch, and a veggie, usually. Yesterday, I did the leftover French fries. That was the starch. And we did cauliflower and steak. Today is the pork chops and the Brussels sprouts. But I feel like if I don't prepare rice, the boys will be more inclined to actually finish their Brussels sprouts. Mom hack or whatever, pro tip, I don't know. I feel like it would coerce them to be more inclined to actually finish their veggie, since there's not really an alternative or any other food for them to fill themselves up on. So that's ready to go. What time is it now? It is 1:20. So at about 2:30, I'll turn on the oven, I'll preheat it. For now, I'm going to clean up. But do you see that little bit of effort to prepare those 2 items? That kind of like snapped me back out of my napping mode, because now I'm like, okay, I gotta go back. I gotta make my thumbnail. I'm just not a big fan of sitting in front of my computer all day. That for me is like, it's not my favorite. I'm a lot more active, you know, I can't be sitting there all day. So I think that gave me enough break to dust myself off a little bit, do this, clean up. I'm gonna go do the thumbnail, and that way I'll have my vlog ready to go for tomorrow. There's a lot of things that we need to tackle together this week and maybe the upcoming week, but for now, I'm gonna tackle the kitchen. Yay! And then I'll hopefully be able to show you guys, hopefully, a new successful vegetable dish for my kids. Okay, so these are the Brussels 30 minutes at 400 degrees under convection. That means that you use the fan in your oven. If you don't have a convection oven, you would still do 400 degrees, but they would take 40 minutes to an hour. I rushed mine because like it's the week, you know, I said it's a Tuesday meal, this isn't Thanksgiving. So if I wasn't going to rush them, you see like the little scorch marks, I would say do 375 for an hour, and then they would be evenly cooked as opposed to the scorching. Like this was rushed. It usually is not supposed to look like this, but it still tastes good. Does that make sense? I hope it does. So again, 30 minutes, 400 degrees on convection, or you can do 40 minutes to an hour on 375 or 400 regular. No convection, no fan. I hope that helps. How's it going, Pepper? Oh, you're such a good helper.